Alright, so I'm out here on location in my garden, and so I got this plant. It started off as a baby, and I've had it now for like 2 years, I guess now. So, oh, little orchids, y'all are holding on. Oh, okay. So I've tried to use the bigger plant to camouflage the orchids, so it'll make it, right? Chill out, orchid. It turn that way. Okay, so anyways, the money plant is it's grown so big. It's such a good luck piece. It is a good look too. But I am going today to try to break this up and make it into several different plants, because it is in a container that I need. So we're gonna see how it works out, you know. So I've had this money plant, I think 2 years now, right? 2 years. If you guys can see my dirt, I got bones in here. See, bones. I had been composting for quite some time, and I let that marrow from the bones get in there. So right now I'm just gonna dig this up and replant it. Alright, so I was able to dig it up fairly quickly, and here's one. This started as a baby, and look at what it has produced for me. I had this on my money altar when I first started with these, and it was one. It might have been two, but it definitely branched off to 3 and grew on out. So I'm very proud of this money tree. I am going to replant them, and hopefully they don't lose any nutrition due to this change in potting, but I'm going to work it out. Okay, so people ask me all the time, like, how do you have a garden and all you have is a small space? So of course it looks a mess at this very moment, because I'm in the process of organizing things. Organization is key. Just like when you live in a small apartment or you live in a small space, organization is key. You have to prioritize what you need, what you don't need, and sometimes you can combine things, reuse things. Like for instance, that plant that's down there on the end, right there, this one right here, I took that plant out and I used a water jug to house it. You know, I don't want to get rid of the plant, but I need the space to actually plant something better. So this is the pot that it was in. So now I am able to take this pot and reuse it for something that is actually going to feed me, opposed to just having decoration. Prioritize. So once I do that, I'm going to sweep this porch, get as much dirt as I can up and reuse it off the ground, off the floor, and you know, just organize accordingly. So it is possible to have a garden in a small space. At first, when I started this, I had one of those big wooden like dressers, and I had turned it over and I had started learning the garden that way, because I had filled it up with dirt, and I had a little piece of cabbage growing, and I had this and this and that. But because I live in the Houston heat, I had to decide which was good for the heat and which was not. So now that it's hot outside, like literally right now, it's 100, I'm not 100, it's 90, probably about 93 or 94 degrees, but it still says the heat index feels like 100. So I had to figure out which vegetables were good for that heat, which vegetables like sun. It'll tell you on the back of your packet. Let me show you. Let me get you a good one. Okay, just for instance, okay, I got these from a dollar store. They're for $4, okay? But it tells you your zone. So it says September through February for Houston zone. But I was trying to follow that. I was like, oh, it says that I have to be in this zone. If I'm not in this particular zone during this time of the year, then I'll have to just go ahead and plant it whenever the zoning says on here. And that's not true, because some of these vegetables are heat resistant. You can grow certain types of kale and certain kinds of like beans love the heat. They don't mind coming in direct sunlight, stuff like that. So you just have to try to read, and then once you read this and you don't think that it's accurate for your zone, ask somebody. Go on YouTube. Everybody on here have videos on how to garden and do different things. So I replanted my money plants. They're good to go for now. I'm going to sweep this down, and I'm going to maintain the things that I already have to keep everything growing and moving the way that it should. Gardening, everybody is not born with a green thumb. You know what I mean? It's something that happens throughout time. You have to learn what you're planting, what it needs, if it needs sunlight, if it needs water, how often should you water it. It's not that hard, you guys. I know that if I can take the time to develop this skill and do it, that anybody can. So, you know, to everybody that keep asking me all these questions, like how are you doing this and this and this and that, like, just get out there and do it. It's a plant. It's going to grow. Just bury it, put some dirt in there, put the seed in there, throw some more dirt on it, pat it down and water it and watch it grow. Like, you guys have pets and all kinds of stuff, but when it comes to plants, y'all are like, I don't know. Come on, man, we got to do this. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be saying we got to do it if we didn't have to. My goal is to grow these things out and live off of them, you know, as much as I can, because I already go to the store and I buy fresh produce. And if you guys have been noticing, the produce is not looking that good, you know. So work on this as much as you can, guys. I'm going to show you guys my after picture, or my after portion of the video after this. But it is so hot out here, I might have to take a break. Peace and blessings. Okay, guys, you know what I just remembered? I forgot that I bought these pots. Yay! Okay, so the way you're supposed to set these pots up is that they're going to be, you put the dirt in here and put seeds in here, and then it's going to grow, but it's like a grow tower. I think that's the name for it. And I got this from Home Depot, which I'm not going to show my packing slip. Mr. Stacky planters assembly instructions. Okay, so I am definitely getting ready to put some things in here. It's for vertical gardening planters. So if you want to do vertical gardening, okay, so that's what this is for. I am going to read the instructions and find out what I need to do, because I want it to look like a number 3 when I get finished with it. It's supposed to be a space saver. I saw it from one of my gardening ladies that I follow on YouTube. This is why I'm telling you guys it's important, if you don't know what to do, to follow people that do know what they're doing, that started from the beginning, taught themselves, become experts, and now have sponsors. Okay, so I found this and I ordered it off of Home Depot. It was like 18 bucks. And if you sign up for their email, you can save like 15%, I think. So I had a little coupon and I picked it up from the store, and this was like 2 months ago. I've been having it, just waiting on the opportunity to get the seeds, the dirt, and the space. Okay, so now I got everything and I'm going to do it. But I'll be back when I show you guys how I go about doing it. All right, so the sun has begun to come out and I am beginning to go in. Okay, so I put some more dirt in these pots because I just want to make sure that it's getting all the magnesiums and all the different things it needs to grow and be mature. All right, so I started 2 new pots of beans. This is going to be some peppers, and I got this green netting on here. You can see that. That's to block the sun as much as possible. It can still go through, but it keeps bugs out that don't need to be in. So here's that stackable, you guys. On the bottom, I put cucumber. I have squash on the second one, and on the third one I have peppers on one side and beans on the other. We're gonna see how that works out. I'm pretty sure something is gonna dominate something. Never know. Trial and error. Okay, so the rest of my plants, and we got carrots over here, my pepper plant, The cucumbers are coming along. Let me raise this up so y'all can see. Cucumbers coming along. This is the pepper plant. My orchids, they holding in there. These are the beets. And these are the beans back here. So I planted more beans. It is hot. I am sweating. I am dirty. And that's a hard day's work right there. And I just think about people who have like real big gardens in their backyard or acres, you know, and people do it by hand. So that's all I have to say for today. Thank you guys for listening, watching. Please subscribe and click the bell so you guys can find out when I post little random things on this channel. And that's about it. Peace, 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 and blessings.